I found it out at the store. Overall jean shorts on.
I can't
I
even.
wore those on my first date in 1998.
That's crazy. Overall jean shorts.
It,
No, they ain't fitting.
you ready?
Oh, sure.
Sure. Ready. And
Go. Perfume. You wear it, you love it, but do you actually know what it is?
is it flowers, alcohol, magic in a bottle, or just fancy water with a pretty price tag?
Yes. In this first episode of our Perfume 101 series, we're going back to the very beginning. We're breaking down what perfume is made of, why it works the way it does, and the basics that most people have no idea about.
Once you know what's inside this little bottle, you'll never think of perfume the same way again.
So let's demystify the magic.
We're the VanKleys. I'm Maria. This is my beautiful sister, Susan.
Welcome to the family.
Well, everybody, Susan and I decided, since we love to train and teach, we are going to present you guys with a Perfume 101 series. So this is the first of the series. We're going to cover the very basics and build on to the next lesson and have fun while we're doing it.
Definitely have
And
fun.
show you guys some different perfumes and fragrances. I hope you guys have as much fun watching it as we are having making it.
So in this first section today, we're going to talk about the basics of perfume. We'll tell you about the basic recipe of perfume made, what are the components, and then we'll talk a little bit more about how different levels of those components can make a difference in the quality of the scent, but also in the endurance of the scent, and how it can smell differently on different people.
We're going to do a taste test, not a taste test. I'm going to do a smell test on me and on Susie, and we'll see how it is different on both of us.
Yes. There are some perfumes, we look so identical and we're sisters and stuff.
Definitely.
You would think that things would smell the same on us, but they often don't.
Turns out they don't.
They don't.
So we're going to go over a few, so stay tuned for that. I hope you guys have a wonderful time. Here's what's actually in every single bottle of perfume, and I want you to remember this because it's going to change how you shop. Every perfume, whether it's a $30 bottle of Lattafa or a $300 niche masterpiece like Cherry Oud over here by Guerlain, my signature scent, in case you don't know, oh my gosh, are made from exactly the same things. It's basically like a smell good cocktail.
Ooh, I like that.
Me too. 3 ingredients: alcohol, aromatic compounds, and water. First, you have the aromatic compounds. They are the molecules that create the scent. They're created from things like roses, grass, lemons, fruit, spices. They could also be created in a lab. A lot of times the synthetic ones are actually better or more what we in our brain think of as the scent they're trying to create. There's only so far nature can take us. I call it better living through chemistry. But you can call it whatever.
Okay.
For example, 2 things are made of the same ingredients, but they can be done in different ways. Guerlain, for example, has all natural components with their fragrances, and they make a stunning fragrance, but you're going to pay a premium price for it. As we go through here, we're going to sort of train as we go. These are scent blotters. These are unscented paper. It's one way to test a fragrance or to sample a fragrance, but the most important way is to put it on your skin. We'll talk about that later. Go ahead.
Spray up.
Just sort of experience it.
Oh, man, that's beautiful.
Not for the summer.
Strong fingers.
Fruity with that fruity dark cherry in it. Oh, it's sweet and gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Took me a long time to get over the price tag.
And once you did,
then I got like 17 more.
Gangbusters.
It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. For sure.
Gorgeous. So the second component that all fragrances have is alcohol, but not the alcohol that we drink. It's denatured alcohol, which you cannot drink. They make it non-potable, essentially. It is non-potable. You can't drink it. Do not drink it. So they removed some of the molecules but it carries the molecules that are necessary to carry those aromatic compounds.
Yes. It's the carrier for
Right.
the aromatic compounds.
Exactly.
Chemistry.
What was our chemistry teacher's name?
Ari Vanek.
Ari Vanek. Thank you, Mr. Vanek.
Can we say that on TV? I just did.
We did.
I'll find a picture of him from our year. They will love it. He had hair on his nose. On his nose. Not in his nose. On his nose. Love you, Ari. For real, please.
So that's the alcohol component. Don't drink it.
The third and final component is water. Between 5 and 10%. And that helps everything blend together.
Think of it like making a cocktail. The alcohol, your gin or your vodka or your rum, like the basic thing. Then your aromatic compounds are so we're making a strawberry daiquiri.
Oh.
We've got our rum, that's our alcohol. And then we're going to add in the strawberries and some triple sec and some other fun things. Those are aromatic compounds. Ice helps it all blend together and taste delicious.
With a little umbrella and everything.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, everybody. Now's when the chemistry lesson begins. In case nobody believed me, we decided to do a double-blind taste test yesterday. For you guys, a quick recap on a couple other fragrances. The first one was La Capitale by Xerjoff. Beautiful, fruity, leathery, woody fragrance like strawberry, caramel, peach, leather, amber, saffron, ginger, rose, bourbon, vanilla,
All the good things.
It's top 20 for me.
It's beautiful.
Top 20, link in the bio. When I first put it on, it projected much more. It was super strong on me. And hers was only medium strong.
I think the same.
Keith, our left hand and her right hand carried it different. So we were very scientific methody, okay?
It was much stronger on you. On me, it was very sweet.
Yours was much sweeter. Mine was more fruity.
Yeah.
Mine was more fruity. Hers was more sweeter. I am not an English major, everybody. That doesn't make sense.
Down on you, it stayed really fruity.
Yeah.
All the fruit stayed. And then on me, the dried down got much more
leathery.
We got the leather.
The leather came on much stronger on you.
Mm-hmm.
Christian likes a little leather, I guess, everybody. So for me, stronger, fruitier.
Sweeter and leather.
I mean, I think you would still recognize it as La Capitale in both of us. But it was just a different experience.
Yeah.
The more you know, everybody.
Yes.
You know how many times Maria can say the more you know today?
Whoa.
Coconut leche was the other one that we tested. It's French Avenue. Here's the bottle, everybody. It's gorgeous. Love the bottle. Oh, goodness. Pull out. This is a mint pin, everybody. This is Miss Daisy. It's Daisy May. She's been feeling a certain kind of way. So if she starts acting up again, you'll know why. So you'll see a little chocolate baby popping up. So Coconut Leche by French Avenue is the other fragrance that we tested. We just sort of went from one end to the other, sort of a lighter, airier fragrance. Coconut, tuberose, vanilla, and benzoin. It's kind of like a lactonic-y tropical.
And you had a nice, sweet open.
Yeah, more lactonic, I would say.
Yeah, and then on me, it smelled so synthetic. It smelled like rubber tires and burning.
That's how she experienced it. It was different than on me, for sure. But you guys also have to know how you experience it with your own nose makes a big difference, too.
That's very true.
On the dog, it smelled amazing. She loved it. I loved it. It's another week without a bath. So I'm a big fan of that.
Right? But then on the dry down,
oh, yeah.
For you, it stayed super lactonic.
Yes.
Really lactonic. And on me, the dry down was super nutty, almost like husk of the coconut. Yeah. Dry and nutty.
Mine's more sweet like me.
She's so sweet. You are very sweet. Deep down in your heart.
Another example. So we had love at first sight on for like 15, 20 minutes between all the takes and fighting with the dog and like that. And to me, it's still very green and fresh, but with that lilac undertone, right? Lilac's very light note, so it's not going to be super strong the whole way through the fragrance. Okay, here's the last take on
Love at First Sight. We've had this on for like 15 or 20.
Maybe longer. Mostly green with the woodiness and the whisper of lilac.
I really like
whisper
it on
of mint pin too.
Whisper of mint behind me.
Yours is sweeter.
It's a little sweeter, but to my nose, a little sour. I know.
Sour.
It smells different. It's much more green.
Yours is woodier, I
Yeah.
would say, maybe. I'm spotting you. I think it's good. See if they even like it on her.
I don't like it.
It's personal taste,
And that's okay. You like what you like.
which is why we test on skin for you to save you time and money.
Yes.
The style.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Here's something most people don't realize.
Right.
Quality of alcohol in a fragrance makes a huge difference in how it's going to smell and feel on you.
Just think of like Grey Goose versus Skull. Cheap fragrances often use lower quality alcohol that can smell harsh or medicinal. It's more sharp, almost burning sensation that first spray of the fragrance. It's usually the alcohol, not the fragrance itself. It's the alcohol that you're like,
So those higher end fragrances use better quality, more refined. So it evaporates more smoothly. It carries those essential aromatics to your nose without those harsh edges.
this is also why fragrances always smell stronger right after you spray them,
Mhm.
because it's called the sillage. It's where, because the alcohol carries it and evaporates very rapidly, carrying the concentrated burst of scent molecules with it. After about 10 or 15 minutes, the alcohol has mostly evaporated, and then you're left with the actual fragrance. So that's why sometimes if you have something that's a little on the cheap side, okay, you just gotta give it a couple minutes. Some people, they're like, no, I want it to be amazing the whole time. But sometimes I like it to be $30. Not all,
Alcohol is created equal.
not all alcohol.
That's one of the things that feeds into price too. More
Yeah.
expensive, more refined alcohol. And then there's the cheaper, less refined alcohol that's going to have those sharper edges. It's the high end, top shelf on the bar versus the well. It's the level of alcohol.
And the quality. And that alcohol can have that real sharp smell. Also, what projects or carries the scent out into the world.
Right.
And that's why when you spray a fragrance, the first time it's got the most experience. But then if it's cheap alcohol,
It can be very abrupt. It can be off putting
Yeah.
sometimes.
I feel like usually after 10 or 15 minutes, the alcohol burns off and then you're left with the main part of the fragrance.
Right.
And that's why, like, if you have an inexpensive fragrance, like the Leche one we talked about before, it may have a harsh opening, but then as it dries down, it'll settle down. The big difference is the carrier or the alcohol projecting the scent.
Right.
So we're going to do a live demo of similar scent profiles, but definitely very different price points. Okay.
Mhm.
The first one is El Harmain's Amber Oud Gold. It's a fruity floral. I think it retails for between 30 and 50, depending on how popular it is at the moment.
It's very pretty.
But it definitely has a little bit of a sharpness to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at it for $30.
Right.
I'd be mad at it for $80.
Right. And it's definitely got a little more alcohol.
Yeah, it's a punch in the face.
Mm-hmm. In a good way. Right. Yeah.
So that's the El
Harmain Amber Oud Gold. I always forget that part.
Yeah. There's 1,000 different Amber Ouds, everybody. This is the only one I have, believe it or not. Just because I got 230 of them, so 231.
It's a good fragrance. It's a good fragrance.
It's fun.
And then the more high-end one we have is from Al Jahabra, the New Winged Lion. Look at this great.
Oh, yeah.
Red
Amazing fruity floral. The Red Bottle Challenge. We will be doing that. Check our Instagram for that in the next week or so.
Oh my God.
But you see how it's more smooth.
Right. It's like an expensive glass of bourbon versus
silk versus polyester.
There we go. That's a better analogy.
It's nice. But
It
it
does
doesn't like
work.
silk or polyester. I mean, I know that makes you a little sweaty sometimes, but they both get the job done, just in very different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Definitely. Love them
But
both.
just a different experience. So let's wrap up what we've learned today, because this is foundational stuff that's going to change how you approach every fragrance purchase from now on.
First, perfume is not just smelly water. It's carefully balanced combination of aromatic compounds, alcohol, and a little bit of water. The quality of each of the components really matters. And that's part of what you're paying.
Absolutely. Second, your skin chemistry is unique. Your pH, temperature, moisture levels, even your diet, all affect how the fragrance smells on you. So I'm going to preach it. Never buy a fragrance based on how it smells on somebody else.
Unless you're Maria. Give fragrance time to develop. That first spray is mostly the alcohol evaporating. The real fragrance, the one you paid the money for, the one you'll be wearing, doesn't show up for at least 15, 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah. No good. Now I promise that we tell you the biggest mistake people make when testing fragrances. Test way too many at one time. And they judge too quickly. Your nose can only handle 3 to 4 fragrances before it gets overwhelmed. If you're making decisions, the first few minutes, you're not actually testing the fragrance, you're just testing the opening. And as we all know now, you're testing the alcohol.
True enough. Next week, we're diving into those confusing letters that you see on the fragrances, EDP, EDT, and why they actually matter for your wallet and for your skin. We're going to test the same fragrances in different concentrations and show you exactly what you're paying for.
If this helps you understand fragrance better, hit that like button, subscribe for the rest of the series, and let us know in the comments what's one fragrance that smells completely different on you than it does on other people.
If you want to follow along with our examples, we'll put the links down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week for series 2. We are the VanKleys. Welcome to the family.
See you next week.
Bye.
Wait, dang,
Too nice.
Wait.
Is it so we can talk about how I run hot, you run cold?
Yep.
Or, we're both always dehydrated.
Yeah, because I don't drink water anymore for chumps.
Oh, what did you get on my hand? Yeah, and to me now, it smells like a stinky armpit. I love the stinky armpit.